Welcome to Economics Destination, where we unravel the fascinating world of economics, one story at a time. Today, we dive into one of the most intriguing economic paradoxes of our time: Japan. How did Japan rise to become a financial superpower in the 1980s, face a devastating economic crash in the early 1990s, accumulate debt exceeding 250% of its GDP, and still defy predictions of collapse? Let's uncover the secrets of Japan's economic resilience.
Our story begins in the 1980s. Japan was the envy of the world, boasting an average annual GDP growth rate of over 5%. By the end of the decade, the Nikkei stock index surged to nearly 39,000 points, and the country's real estate market was so inflated that Tokyo's Imperial Palace grounds were estimated to be worth more than the entire state of California. Companies like Sony, Toyota, and Panasonic dominated global markets, making Japan the second largest economy in the world.
But beneath this glittering surface lay cracks in the foundation. By the late 1980s, the Japanese economy was overheating. A speculative bubble fueled by aggressive bank lending and overvaluation of assets was brewing, and it was only a matter of time before it burst.
In 1991, the bubble burst. Over the next 2 years, the Nikkei stock index lost more than 60% of its value, plummeting to around 15,000 points. Property prices in major cities like Tokyo and Osaka collapsed by as much as 80%. The banking system was in turmoil, burdened with non-performing loans. What followed was Japan's lost decade, a period marked by stagnation, deflation, and weak economic growth.
But Japan's story didn't end there. What followed was an economic anomaly that puzzled economists worldwide.
Japan's public debt soared, surpassing 100% of GDP in the late 1990s and eventually exceeding 250% of GDP by the 2010s, the highest among developed nations. Conventional economic wisdom suggests that such high debt levels should lead to skyrocketing interest rates and fiscal crises. Yet Japan's government bond yields remained remarkably low, with 10-year bond yields hovering near zero or even negative in some years.
So, how did Japan manage to avoid collapse? Let's break it down.
First, Japan's debt is primarily domestically owned. Over 90% of Japanese government bonds are held by domestic institutions, including the Bank of Japan, pension funds, and individual investors. This reduces reliance on foreign creditors and limits vulnerability to external shocks. Second, the Bank of Japan's aggressive monetary policies, including quantitative easing, asset purchases, and negative interest rates, have ensured liquidity and kept borrowing costs low.
Despite these efforts, Japan's economic growth has remained stuck near zero for decades. Between 1991 and 2020, Japan's annual GDP growth averaged just 0.8%, but unlike typical stagnation, Japan's economy has retained high living standards and social stability.
Japan's resilience can also be attributed to its adaptability. The country faces unique challenges, such as a rapidly aging population, with nearly 30% of its citizens aged 65 or older, and a declining birth rate. Yet Japan has embraced technological innovation, becoming a global leader in robotics and automation. These advances have helped offset labor shortages and maintain productivity.
Japan's paradox lies in its ability to defy conventional economic rules. It demonstrates that an economy's success is not just about GDP growth, but also about stability, adaptability, and quality of life.
Today, Japan's economy stands as a testament to resilience. It may not be a high-growth economy, but it's one that prioritizes social stability and innovation. As we navigate global economic uncertainties, Japan's journey offers valuable lessons in endurance and ingenuity.
Thank you for joining us on this episode of Economics Destination. If you found this video insightful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with fellow economics enthusiasts. Let us know in the comments what other economic stories you'd like us to explore. Until next time, keep discovering the fascinating